We are running through the top 5 stories at Comicbook.com at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. 1600 Chitauri, where even is that? Comic Book Now! What's up, Comic Book Nation? Welcome to Comic Book Now. I'm your host, Brandon Davis. Please call me BD. If you don't, I won't answer you. I'm joined today by Lucas Siegel.
That's me.
Happy Thursday.
We're joined by Mike Billingsley, who has been waiting all day for this.
That makes
we have
two
two,
of us.
Mike. Thank you.
Two of us, Mike. Lucas, tell them what you're doing all show long.
I got that because I'm reading the comments right here on Facebook Live with you guys. I also have Twitter open. I've got YouTube open. And we're going to talk to you. We're going to answer your questions later.
He got that. Meet him outside. How about that? All right, guys. Let's start with the news, I think. We'll start with the news. Our top story of the day is a sure-to-be epic new game from Marvel, Square Enix, and Crystal Dynamics. That's the most epic team-up ever. What will likely be some sort of build upon the Marvel Ultimate Alliance game was announced today with an awesome new trailer. Check this out.
They say the time of heroes is over. That if you're different, you're dangerous. But I know the truth. The world will always need heroes. We just need to reassemble.
Take my money. Sticking with Marvel, how about some Black Panther movie updates? Disney dropped a bunch of scoop for the upcoming Wakandan standalone flick, including an official cast list, which includes T'Chaka actor John Connie and Andy Serkis as Ulysses Klaue, reprising roles from Avengers Age of Ultron and Captain America Civil War. But not on the list is Sebastian Stan, who everyone wants to see return as Bucky Barnes after that Civil War post-credits tease. Spoiler alert, but nope. Keep dreaming, says Marvel. A new synopsis for the film says when an old enemy reappears on the radar, T'Challa's mettle as king in Black Panther is tested when he is drawn into a conflict that puts the entire fate of Wakanda and the world at risk. Ulysses Klaue, Eric Killmonger, Michael B. Jordan, what are you doing, bro? We'll have to wait to find out with the film officially in production, though. You can expect updates to creep out, and we'll have them for you at ComicBook.com. On the DC film side of things, The Flash has been ordered to rewrites. Could this be why director Rick Famuyiwa left the film when he did? It's worth noting Famuyiwa was on board before the massive critical backlash of Suicide Squad, which followed the massive critical backlash of Batman vs. Superman, and before Jeff Johns came on to oversee the DC Films universe, likely sparking these creative changes in the aftermath of all those critics basically despising 2016's entries to the DC Extended Universe. Warner Brothers has tapped Joby Harold to rewrite the entire script from page 1, meaning we probably won't get the Flash movie on its scheduled release date as originally planned, but Aquaman might just get bumped up. That movie's about to jump into production, or dive in, if you will. Thank you, pun intended. Previously, Famuyiwa was supposed to both write and direct the film, which I had heard was going to be a Flash and Cyborg team-up type flick. We'll see if that still happens at all. Let's hope. In the 20th Century Fox corner of cinematic universes, though, things can get a little bit confusing. That's no secret. There's timelines and continuity clusters of WTF might. Well, Deadpool is setting itself apart from those gray areas, according to the film's writers Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick in an interview with THR. They're claiming Deadpool exists in his own universe, which is still a part of the X-Men universe, but at the same time isn't. I don't know. They think they're writing the Burger King movie and having it their way, allowing them the freedom to play outside of that universe's rules. To keep it short, in the words of Deadpool himself, your timeline is so confusing. Our very exciting giveaway for The Walking Dead fans continues today for the last time. Get your entries in. We are giving away a room on the Walker Stalker cruise, which sets sail from Miami to the Bahamas on February 3rd through 6th. All you have to do to set sail with us, screenshot right now with the cast and crew of The Walking Dead, is send us a video 10 seconds or less, holding your phone in landscape mode sideways, or else you're disqualified, doing your best impression of Negan. Be funny, be creative, don't bash any skulls. No pets can be harmed in the making of your video, and definitely no humans, guys. Don't be doing that. Then go to comicbook.com/page/submissions to send us your entry. We are accepting entries until tomorrow morning. And if you need a little inspiration, we have a few of our favorites so far, and we're going to share them with you right now. First up, loyal viewer of CB Now, Ryan Wiltberger has an epic submission. It's a little bit over 10 seconds, but because he put so much effort into it, we're going to allow it.
You can breathe, you can blink, and you can cry. Hell, you're all gonna be doing that. Taking it like a champ! Suck my nuts! Haha, did you hear that? He said, suck my nuts!
I'm honestly not sure if I was watching the scene from The Walking Dead or if that was that just cut from the show? I'm not sure. Anyway, how about this one? One tech-savvy entry comes from Richard Adams II, who actually put himself in the scene with Olivia. This is pretty cool.
We're practically starving here.
Starving. You. By practically, you mean not really.
R.I.P. Moment of silence for Olivia, guys. One more entry we're going to show today. Paul Smart, who is knocking on your door to collect half your stuff.
Who are you? Oh, you must be joking. Megan? Lucille? I know I had to make a strong first impression.
I think that might have just been actual documentary footage that got put into our submissions tab. Kind of scary stuff. You can submit your entries until tomorrow morning. We will have 4 finalists featured in tomorrow's show and leave the fate of those entries to you. One of those people is coming with me on the Walker Stalker cruise. You know who's going to be there? Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Daryl Dixon, actor Norman Reedus. It's going to be a good time, so make sure to tune into tomorrow's show to find out who that might be. There's some good stuff. There's some good entries there, Lucas. Which one's your favorite so far?
Absolutely. I kind of like that digital. That was pretty impressive, man. He put himself in the scene. That was amazing.
I was thinking maybe she was going to actually slap him across the face. That
Right?
was cool. But that one dude put carrots in a pumpkin.
Yeah, that was also pretty funny.
Yeah.
I did like that.
Yeah. Now, before we toss it to my favorite part of the show, the live comment section, where we do questions, answers, theories, and Scott Eastwood, we're going to educate you on Black Bolt, the Inhuman who will soon be coming to television, in our latest episode of a series we like to call Cheat Sheet.
Black Bolt is the superpowered ruler to the Inhumans and leader of the royal family. He's one of those rare characters not designated as either a hero or a villain, and his signature ability emanates through his voice. Black Bolt is generally considered to be one of the most powerful beings in the entire Marvel Universe. And here's a cheat sheet for the important facts you should know. Black Bolt's real name is Blackagar Boltigan, and growing up he was kept in a sonic-proof chamber until he was 19 years old to protect others from the powers of his voice. Why is everyone so afraid of his voice, you ask? At full strength, his voice has the capability to destroy planets, while a mere whisper is strong enough to rock a battleship. Not only is he a leader of the royal family, but he's also a member of the Illuminati, a group of heroes who join forces and secretly work behind the scenes of the Marvel Universe. He's married to fellow Inhuman Medusa, who also happens to be his first cousin. The fork-shaped antenna that Black Bolt has worn on the forehead of his mask since childhood enables him to channel his powers in less destructive ways. Due to his fear of speaking while sleeping, Black Bolt practices a form of meditation, which coincidentally also helps enhance his abilities. Black Bolt is powerful enough to battle some of the Marvel Universe's most dominant people one-on-one. Black Bolt's one of the few people to knock the Hulk clean out. More recently though, during World War Hulk, Black Bolt was brutally beaten by Hulk during one of his rampages. Black Bolt can move at a speed so great he is invisible to the human eye. In fact, while not known for his speed, Black Bolt is so fast he's been able to catch and beat Quicksilver with ease. Recently, Black Bolt was entrusted by Reed Richards with one of the Infinity Gems, specifically the Space Gem, which he hid where no one could find it. Currently, Black Bolt's appeared in several cartoons and video games and is soon set to star in an ABC show titled The Inhumans. If you take away one thing from this cheat sheet, it's that Black Bolt prides himself on being a strong king to the Inhumans, and he will fight any and all, good or bad, to protect them.
If you want to see a cheat sheet, let us know. Leave it in the comment section. I saw a request for Captain Marvel from Reese Williams. We do that on WWE Superstars. We could do that on Xander Cage if you want us to. Marvel, DC, whatever you want. We do it upon your request, so let us know in the comment section what cheat sheet you want to see. But now it's time for my favorite of the show, the questions, comments, and Scott Eastwood.
Yeah. I think we're going to get a little bit of all of those
You're
things.
not Scott Eastwood.
I am not. I'm not Scott Eastwood,
Okay.
but
We'll get to him.
Sure, we'll get to him.
Anyway.
Guys, keep the comments coming. Thank you guys so much. I got to give a shout out. We're building our YouTube audience right now. I got to give a shout out to Galaxy Kitty over on YouTube because they've been here every single day.
That's a sick
So-
YouTube name, Galaxy Kitty. I
Galaxy
just picture
Kitty.
a cat riding a piece of pizza through space.
That sounds pretty awesome to
Yeah.
me. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do some questions, guys. Remember, you can ask us questions here live on Facebook, live on YouTube. You can ask us questions anytime you want on Twitter with hashtag CBNow.
I literally monitor it like all
There's so
24
many-
hours.
So many
24
ways.
hours I'm looking at that.
So let's go to Facebook here. I got a question from Dale Sefton who asks, will Black Manta be in the Aquaman film?
Look, I think
This is a common question.
this is a common question, so I do have some thoughts if you'd like to hear them.
Please.
I think Black Manta will be introduced before the Aquaman comes to an end, but it might be in Justice League. It might come in Justice League because I think there's going to be flashback scenes in Justice League because we got to learn where the mother boxes come from, and I think we're going to get Amazonian flashbacks. I think we're going to get Atlantean flashbacks. And I went ahead and I cast Black Manta with a few different people. Would you like to hear who they are?
Yeah, I'm just going to correct you real quick, and I'm going to make a point that Wonder Woman's people are Amazons. They're not Amazonians. So they're Amazons. They don't live in the Amazon rainforest.
Well, I just like calling them Amazonians. Is that okay?
No, it's not. It's not
Maybe
okay.
maybe I'm going
It's
to
not
keep
okay.
doing it.
I know you're not a big DC guy, BD. But
Relax. I love DC. Love DC. But you know what? I don't even want to tell you my casting for Black Manta
who
anymore.
do you think should play Black
I have
Manta?
a few guys. The Allstate guy, Dennis Haysbert. That's
Ooh,
one of
yeah.
them. Can you
Aquaman
imagine
would
that
be
voice?
in good hands.
Well, his father wouldn't. But in any case, Boris Kojo from Code Black.
Ooh, I'm not as familiar with him.
I haven't really seen an intense side of him. I think he has a good look for it. He could do it. Mekhi Phifer, basically a villain in 8 Mile.
Yeah, I mean, he'd probably only get one shot or one opportunity at Aquaman.
And he'd probably take it out on his father again. Dad jokes. And you know who I think would have been great but could never actually play the part?
Urkel?
Scott Eastwood.
Oh,
Oh, there he is. No, but really, on a serious...
I do think Jaleel White should get a shot.
I think Henry Lennox would have been a great Black Manta. He's the Calvin Swanwick.
yeah.
He's the military leader in Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman.
Right.
He's on the blacklist. I think he would have been really good.
I think Jaleel White should both play Black Manta and still say, did I do that at some point in the movie?
Amazonians.
Let's go over to Twitter, where Juan Flores, one of our wonderful, loyal watchers here, wants to know what Marvel games you want to see now that we have this new partnership with Square Enix.
Well, we're getting a Spider-Man game from Insomniac, is it?
Right.
Okay.
Right.
I think it would be really cool if you got like an Iron Man game that was like Crackdown. Have you played
Ooh,
Crackdown?
yeah,
Where you
yeah.
can just destroy everything and level up and fly higher and jump higher, maybe play as a couple different people? That'd be awesome.
Best thing that we have gotten in the Avengers realm as far as a solo game was probably the Incredible Hulk game a few years back. That was quite like that as well.
was a
where
while
you could
ago.
just kind of go all over the place
Right.
and really just beat the crap out of people and objects. And
I mean, I
buildings.
think Square Enix, when you think of Square Enix, what's the first title you think of? For me, it's Final Fantasy.
Right, yeah, but this is a different division of Square Enix. So it's Crystal Dynamics and it's Eidos Interactive. It's the guys that made Deus Ex and the guys that made the recent Tomb Raider games. So I think we're looking more in the adventure, more in the third-person adventure
But
realm.
if we got a really cool Avengers RPG where you can unlock characters along the way, I don't think anyone's going to complain that this is a different division of Square Enix.
I know.
Not gonna hear it from me.
All right, I got it. Errol Willis is asking a question that we get all the time. We got to address it. This is one of our live questions on Facebook right now. Can we get She-Hulk on the big screen? I feel like we got to burst Errol Willis's bubble here.
I don't think we can yet. I don't think they have the rights yet.
It's a tough situation. So the whole Hulk situation is weird because Marvel literally cannot make a Hulk solo movie without giving Universal boatloads of money. Because Universal still actually owns the rights.
But they only have a certain amount of time. They had 7 years from the last Hulk movie to make a standalone Hulk movie, and then the rights went back to Marvel. I think it was 7 years, and they haven't. So I'm not sure if those rights are headed back yet.
Right.
But as it stood, Marvel would have to join forces with Universal creatively and terms of just make production to make a movie. So maybe She-Hulk. I think She-Hulk would be more likely to head to like a Netflix.
Yeah. And
which would be cool.
We're starting to see some of these next generation, these second generation characters that are starting to come up. in the MCU, both on TV and in film.
Right.
So there is hope. It's there. It's just probably pretty far off.
Right.
I wouldn't say we're going to see that anytime until after these last 2 Avengers movies.
Oh, definitely not before Avengers Infinity War.
For
Part 2.
sure. All right, we got another Facebook question here from Deanna German, who asks, how do you think Cloak and Dagger will fit into the overall Marvel Cinematic Universe? This is a big question for TV and movies in the MCU.
I mean, I'm reluctant to actually buy into seeing any crossover between movies and TV. I think Jeff Loeb has not confirmed that it's part of the MCU. He just says it's another corner of the Marvel Universe.
Right.
Which is interesting. I mean, they're framing it as that, but they're not actually going out there and saying this exists in the same world the Avengers do, which I think is the case. You'll hear subtle references to them. I don't think you'll ever actually get a cameo from any Avengers characters or anything like that.
No, I don't think so either, and I don't think you need to. I think
No, you don't
continuing to bring the Marvel Universe into different corners, different directions is a good thing. If they could set it up so that they could do a crossover with The Runaways that's going to be on Hulu,
that'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. The two, both featuring young heroes, and Cloak and Dagger did show up in the Runaways comic as kind of mentors to them because they were also teenage hero runaways. So
that would be really cool.
So something like that would be really cool.
Are they going to have the Defenders team up?
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. All right, we get a ton of questions about your obsession with Scott Eastwood.
Who?
And I also happen to know that you're a little fan of Lost.
Never heard of it.
You're a little fan of Lost.
I love Lost.
So I was curious what if Lost did get a reboot or got a continuation.
I see where you're going.
Movies, what character do you think Scott Eastwood could play?
All of them.
Lost.
Everyone.
Everybody.
Everybody.
We actually have an artist rendering.
Oh, how did you know that was going to be my answer? Nobody told me this was happening. Nobody told me this.
On Lost.
Nobody told me.
We actually had that.
That's perfect.
Ready
That's
for
perfect. You knew I would say all of them. Look, he's Hurley. From left to right, he's Hurley, Claire, Sawyer, Kate, Jack. I don't know who that is in the red shirt. I'm failing. Juliet, Locke, Saeed, Ben. That was fantastic.
Yeah, we literally did not tell BD.
Realistically, he would be a good Sawyer. But clearly you saw in that picture, he could play any of them.
Right.
He could play anybody on Lost. He is the survivors of Oceanic Flight 815.
Obviously.
Yeah.
All right. That was a little fun for you guys. Thank you guys so much. Please keep the questions and comments coming, both here on Facebook, on YouTube, and over on Twitter, anytime on Twitter with hashtag CBNow. Literally, it can be 4:30 or what did we say?
I'll be awake checking CB now.
4:30 in the morning. That's usually when you start checking Twitter.
Right. So about 2400 Chitauri time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. 2400.
Their days are longer than ours.
Well, I mean 2400. That's 24 hours.
Right.
That would be
right.
That's
anyway, what's we have any more questions?
I think that's all we got for today.
There has to be one more.
We got one. All right, we'll do one more. One more over at Twitter. Jeff Gullidge. Jeff Gullidge wants to know who we want to see, what mutant characters we want to see on the X-Men TV show. And he suggests some of the bigger ones like Colossus, Quicksilver, Warpath, Pyro, and Bishop. I gave us this image here of X-Factor. I think that the street-level characters might work.
I like Bishop. I think a young Bishop would be awesome for this. A Bishop who can't control his powers. And we know this is about a family and a young mutant who has to go into hiding from the government.
Right.
A young Bishop who can't control his powers would be great for that.
Yeah, Bishop did have a book called District X that was really, really good, where it was a Bishop, but he was a little more street level. He was kind of working as like the sheriff of Mutant Town in New York at the time. Something like that could be really cool.
And then you could bring in characters like Banshee and other...
Yeah.
You bring in other characters from the animated series who might not have been even main characters there. I think that would be really fun.
I really want to see Jamie Madrox get another shot because we got Jamie Madrox as played by Eric Dane.
Yeah.
Very briefly, but I'd like to see him get another shot and get to see that kind of street level mutant detective thing going on. Yeah.
All right, guys. All right, guys, so that's all we have time for today. If you want to keep the conversation going, hit us up on Twitter at Lucas Siegel, at Brandon Davis BD. We love talking to you guys. We'll be back tomorrow with our finalists of the Walking Dead Walker Stalker Cruise giveaway. Then you get to vote, guys. It's going to be a very exciting show, and it's going to be a happy Friday. We'll see you tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for Comic Book Now.